This podcast is recorded on Gadigal land. Always was, always will be Aboriginal land.
Hey chicks, I'm Al.
And I'm Sal.
And this is Two Broke Chicks, the show that shares life lessons and tips to help make you rich in life. And we are so back.
We're back.
We are back. We're back.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh no.
Did you miss us?
Yeah.
I mean, we've been in your ear holes this whole time,
Exactly.
but recorded in the past.
Yeah, now we're here from the future.
We are back from a couple of weeks away in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
We missed you, chicks, for sure. Hope you
miss
enjoyed us
us.
sharing all our tales
Yeah.
over on the gram. But how have you been, Al?
I've been good.
How's the jet lag?
I actually had a good night's sleep last night because I kicked my boyfriend out of our bed. So that was great. Missed the cats though.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have the kiddies in
No,
the
I
bed?
literally was like,
Wow.
it was
Mummy
that
needs
scene-
alone time.
Yeah, mummy needs alone time. It was that scene where like Charlotte locks herself in the pantry.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, gotta go, guys.
Yeah.
And I literally had the best sleep of my life.
Well, happy for you. I
Thank
think
you.
that's what you need. You need like a 14-hour sleep to like fully reset.
Seriously. And like I just needed to starfish. And it was lovely.
Yeah.
Had a great time. How
You should
about
do it again this weekend, but with like no alarm. Yeah, I'm good. I feel like back into the routine.
You
swing of
enjoying winter?
things. Loving winter.
Yeah.
God, it's good. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's been really
I
good.
feel like it's becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, maybe people are getting more around it. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. But today, what are we talking?
Today we are talking how to do a convenience detox and friction maxing.
Yeah. Not a huge fan of the maxing term, but
Alas, it is a trending topic.
we'll kind of get into the whole maxing trend a little bit too.
We'll talk
in
about
this
it a little
app.
bit more.
100%.
But before we
get
do-
into it, Jinx, you owe me a go. What's your obsession of the week?
Okay, my obsession of the week is that going to the movies is so back.
Oh my, did it leave?
Well, apparently it did.
I know.
But Gen Z is the one who are driving the trend.
You're welcome.
How good is that?
I love the movies. I've always loved going to the movies.
Me too.
We've always been big movies girls.
Yeah, I know it's expensive. I know that that's like a lot of people's common gripe with
Yeah,
it.
that's so fair.
But it's going to the movies is definitely my favorite date night.
Oh.
Like it's a classic for a reason, but I'm glad that everybody else is getting back on the train, so to speak. In Australia, the box office has recorded 3 consecutive $100 million months for the first time ever.
Wow.
Yeah, with Gen Z leading the resurgence. So they think that there's a few reasons for this. I guess like lots of good movies coming out, which we love to see. But also, I guess younger people are maybe looking for more ways to disconnect from their devices and connect with people. But also, a lot of people have been associating it with the trend of using Letterboxd. Yeah, and how like leaving reviews and perhaps becoming more cultured in cinema is now a form of social currency.
Yeah, that's actually such a good point because I really do think the whole letterbox thing and like there's what's the best way to say this? What's the word I'm looking for? Having an opinion is becoming like a lot more prevalent. Like sharing your review and sharing your thoughts on things and being within the pop culture conversation is not necessarily as exclusive of a club anymore. So like growing up, you would have magazines or you would have newspapers that shared their reviews. Whereas now we have like social media, we have TikTok and everyone just jumps on or we have comment sections like at the very least. And then we have things like Letterboxd or whatever. There's things like Goodreads and Fable for books that to share your opinion on something is so much more encouraged now and present because everything's so online.
Yeah, that's so true. It's like you don't have to be a critic to leave a review.
Yeah, but I think people want to engage in like critical thinking and opinion a lot more now.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you agree?
No, I do. I definitely do. And
Like even just being like, oh, if a new product launches, like people will go out to buy it just to like give their 2 cents on it. which is a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No, I like it because it's kind of like democratizing the voices that we hear.
Exactly.
Like we're hearing from more people.
Yeah,
But
it shouldn't just be, influencers or journalists or people within those industries sharing their opinions. I really like it when, you see on the plane when I was watching a movie, they had like 2 ratings for like movies. They had like viewers' ratings and critics' ratings.
yeah.
And I swear my rating is always different to a critic.
Oh, same.
Like,
I have the shittest movie taste.
Yeah, I
according to them.
literally like whenever there's like a critic's review,
Yeah.
and it's like 2 stars, it's unoriginal, blah, blah, and I'm like, wow, I love that, 5 stars.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool.
I have
Probably
a
my
basic
favorite movie.
bitch, like palette, basically.
Yeah, but I think this is a trend that's sort of like been slowly but surely climbing for the last couple of years. Screen Australia also shared that in 2024, I think it was 70% of people aged between 14 and 24 went to the movies to see a movie.
Do you reckon it's like Gen Z bringing it back because, oh no, Gen Z's pretty old now.
Yeah,
and by
like Gen
pretty old,
Z's
I
in
mean
their
like they can go to the club.
Well, the eldest Gen Z is 30 now. So I'm excited. I love the movies. We need to encourage more hobbies that get people out of the house. But also what I'm really hoping is that it shows Hollywood that people want to see movies and to please, for the love of God, start investing in some new original film ideas.
Yeah.
What's your obsession?
We'll die on that horse. Okay, my obsession of the week is a little baby one. But did you know that Diet Coke has more caffeine in it?
Oh, yeah, I think I have heard that.
I had no idea. So regular Coke and Coke Zero have 34, I don't know what this form of measurement is, milligrams. Let's go with that. It's probably wrong. Whereas Diet Coke has 46, which I'm like, maybe that's why the Diet Coke girlies get around
At 3 p.m.
Yeah. I'm a Coke Zero girly through and through, I will
Same.
say.
How interesting that Coke Zero was first rolled out to be marketed to men.
What?
Because, so Diet Coke was rolled out and that was marketed to women because unfortunately, diet culture is associated with women a lot of the time, or especially was back in the day. So Coke brought out Coke Zero.
Coke Zero for the bros.
To appeal
Coke
to the
Zero.
bros. Remember Chad? The guy that we brought up the other day with his giraffe
and
neck?
Chad doesn't.
It was for him, but guess what?
Thumb
The
down.
ultimate the ultimate piece of microfeminism is drinking Coke Zero.
Seriously.
For the girlies. Fun little fact.
Fun little fact for ya.
Let's get into the episode. Okay. Friction maxing and over-optimizing our lives. So there's been this sort of new trend online called friction maxing. And I did speak about this a couple of episodes ago, how I am sort of over the concept of maxing. Like we've got looks maxing, fiber maxing.
I saw eye maxing
saw
recently.
nonna maxing.
No, wait, what?
Nonna.
Nonna, like
live-
nonna.
yeah,
like my Italian nonna.
Yeah, like live like a nonna. Which, okay, look, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Girl.
some of these things.
It's not like, it's probably not that serious, some of these things,
Which,
but some of them are. Like, I think there are some
Exactly.
really like weird fucking things coming from this whole term of maxing and some propaganda.
yeah,
if
absolutely.
you will.
Yeah, and kind of like it's the all or nothing mentality around it that I don't really like. However, I have seen friction maxing trending and I do think it's an interesting topic. So that's why I wanted to talk about it anyway. And a lot of the conversation around friction maxing specifically has been inspired by an article that was published in The Cut earlier this year. It was published on like the 3rd of January or something.
Wow,
Yeah.
they were ahead of the curve.
Yeah, which makes sense because it's very like new year, new me kind of vibe. But it had a headline that declared in 2026, we are friction maxing. So in the article, the author argues that big companies are making us think of life as inconvenient and something that we need to escape from, which I was like, yeah, shit, I can see that. So to paraphrase what she was saying in this article, reading is boring, thinking is hard, interacting with strangers is scary, risking an unexpected reaction from someone isn't worth it, speaking at all, overrated. These are all frictions that we can now eliminate easily, and we do. So I guess that's the thing, like we are looking around and we're constantly looking for ways to
Avoid friction.
to avoid anything that
Yeah.
feels inconvenient or hard or awkward or uncomfortable. And, you know, there are definitely ways where this can be a good thing, but I think it's the fact that we've gone so far that if we, you know, encounter anything that feels a little bit uncomfortable, we're like, how do we avoid this?
Yeah. Well, even when you and I were kind of talking about this topic earlier this week, we were saying, like, even more just like on the term of like maxing and just trying to kind of have everything be the most perfect process that it could possibly be, having everything be so optimized, so convenient, so like at the best it possibly can be. That's more exhausting than just dealing and having the thing as it is. It's more exhausting trying to ensure that there's, you know, no friction in your life and making sure that everything's so optimized that that's more draining to me in my mind than actually just like doing the thing.
Yeah. And we'll get into it a little bit later, but it's so interesting how these things that are posed to us as tools of productivity or convenience or comfort actually do us a huge disservice in the long run. So friction maxing is essentially a rebellion in which people are going out of their way to do regular things in maybe a slightly more time-consuming way or in a way that requires more effort. So it's about building up our tolerance for inconvenience in life again.
I like that because it kind of forgoes the modern conveniences that we have and swaps them out for more old school methods that prompt us to use skills that aren't being exercised with the amount of like technological shortcuts we have access to. Like things like critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and attention span. Like attention span, I was reading, I saw online, I have to put it, actually I think it was Alexis who we have on this week, was talking about how attention span is going to become the social currency.
Yeah.
And that like being able to focus on something and give attention to something is actually going to be a skill people have to build and hone rather than like, because we're just so distracted and everything's moving at a million miles an hour. And some examples of this trend, which again, you can take it or leave it because some people are going to be like, I'm not going to do that, which so fair, is, you know, using street signs to find your way to a location instead of using Google Maps, cooking a meal from scratch instead of ordering takeout, writing notes by hand instead of typing them out on a computer. I love that. I love like having a little book that I like write little thoughts into, or I have one in my car. So if I'm like listening to a podcast, I have like a little book in my car that I'm like, oh, I like that. I love a list. I
Yeah.
love a list. Like
Also-
things I learnt this week, things I want to do more. Write a list.
Yeah.
Slut for a list.
Yeah. There's
You
something
know?
so good about like putting pen to paper. And so many of us worked so hard for our pen licenses. And for what?
I took a really long time to get my pen license.
When did you get it?
I was one of the last kids in my class to get my pen license.
Really?
I know. It was actually fucking really upsetting. I swear my handwriting was not that messy. And I
No,
was
you have
here
nice
with this
handwriting.
fucking 4B lead pencil for a really long time. And all these people, like, I swear I got mine with like the boys because boys have really bad handwriting. No.
yeah,
but most of them.
a lot of them do.
Yeah.
Did you get a special pen? when
No.
you-
Did you?
Yeah, my mum bought me like the pink fluffy
Flamingo?
pen.
Like
no,
the
not
flamingo
the I
ones?
never liked those ones. I just wanted the like Cher had in Clueless. Like that was always my North
You
Star.
don't like those big fuck off
I
flamingo
would.
pens?
I just want the fluffy ball. Like that's the. I like the classic.
I loved those flamingo pens. Okay, so again, kind of like what you said, this trend has come about with the rise of big tech and AI, both of which are constantly manufacturing ways for small, menial tasks to be outsourced to a program or external force that's not our own. I also think, you know, with these things, we're limiting our abilities even just in emotional intelligence. Like
Yes.
people are having arguments, you know, or discussions with people and using AI to like write responses to them rather than just being able to be like, yeah, I hear you, I'm sorry. Like
I
like-
just think that the real issue with that is that AI is designed to like kind of tell you what you want to hear to keep you going back to using the tool. So I just don't think that that's a good.
yeah, no, don't do that. Use your
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
But it's removing the small challenges in your life. And I totally get it. Like some things there are definitely more productive and hacks. Like we love a hack.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, like I love something that's going to save me time. I love something that, you know, makes my life easier. But it's more the point that maybe there are things in your life that aren't supposed to be easy. And if everything just becomes like automated, then where are you within that? Where is your identity? Where is your passion? Where is, the life lessons that you learn from something fucking up and being inconvenient or having friction? Like, where do you grow when you never have a problem? How do you how do you learn anything when you never ever make a mistake?
Yeah.
When everything's productive, nothing is.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's an interesting point, but also over-optimizing can actually be a distraction. So like you open your delivery app, for example, and you can order basically anything that you want, and it seems like, oh, great, I've got so many choices, I can pick here or there, but then you actually spend more time like scrolling through being like, oh fuck, like what could I pick? Do I pick this? Do I pick that? And it's because of like the paradox of choice.
Yeah.
And it's that concept that having too many options is actually a cause of choice paralysis and decision fatigue and just dissatisfaction across the board.
Yeah, there was a study that was done that had two different groups, and one group was given like 3 choices, and the other group was given the same 3 choices. But the first group was they were told to make a choice, but they could come back the next day and change their choice if they wanted to. And then group 2 could only choose once. They had to choose only one time. They couldn't change their choice again.
No backsies.
No backsies. And then anyway, so group 1 came back and a lot of people ended up changing their decision. They then recorded group 1 and group 2's satisfaction with their decision, but group 2 actually came out more satisfied because they didn't have as much choice. So like obviously if you want to deep it, being like choice is a privilege and being able to choose what you want, bing, bang, bong. But it kind of supports what you're saying that like let's say we walk into a supermarket, you're standing in front of all the chocky and you're like, oh, I want an aero bar. But then you see, oh no, Marvelous Creations has just brought out sparkle farts and unicorn piss.
Can't wait for that launch.
That was the first thing that jumped into my head. And you're like, oh, do I want that?
Yeah.
And so then you get that because you're like, oh, maybe. And you end up going home, you eat your unicorn piss, and you're like, should have got the arrow.
Yeah.
Should have trusted my gut. Should have trusted my first choice.
Yeah, so true.
New collab going with Marvelous Creations.
Yeah.
I actually really like Marvelous Creations.
Yeah,
though.
me too.
I don't want it.
It's
No
our fave.
slander on MC.
No, and honestly, the crunchy one, I was really grateful for that.
Also the clinker one.
Oh,
I don't think they do it anymore though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like a Marvelous Creations with clinkers in it.
I don't know if I tried that one.
It was really good.
yum.
It was really, really good.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
I'm making that up. Was that a fever dream? No. It existed.
We'll look it up. We'll find out. If not, it should. But yeah, very interesting. But also over-optimizing can also just like reduce our connection to others, which you kind of were talking about before, like with people using AI tools for therapy essentially. But even if you think about how like we do our grocery shopping online a lot of the time, like that can actually reduce your chances of like bumping into somebody you know or like meeting someone new.
How are you
and
supposed
whatever.
to meet the love of your life if you can't bump the apples in a grocery store?
Literally.
You know?
Yeah. And because like, again, like I love to order my groceries online. So that's what I'm saying. But I'm like, fuck, what amazing experiences have I maybe missed out on by over-optimizing so many of the things that I do? And that's just one example. It can also potentially reduce our ability to adapt to things. Like, I don't know how to read a fucking map. And I don't think I was ever taught how to.
You never sat in the front seat with your mum while she gave you the big giant fuck off yellow book and said, now you look at where the street is?
Yeah, no, they would always have like the map and the what was it even called? Like the street directory.
Was it the street directory?
Like that is crazy. Yeah. And I'm like, our parents literally just taught themselves and were like,
I know.
okay, you sit in the car beforehand and you memorize it and just do it. So I'm like, it's not that we don't have the ability to do it. Like the generation above us were doing it just fine. But if I was asked to do that, I would be like, and we're driving straight into the ocean. Like I don't know where to go.
Like we can barely read a map when it is on Google Maps.
I get lost in Google Maps.
Sitting there with her phone, just like, huh? and
I got to walk a little bit for the needle to move.
I'll be like, we'll walk like 5 minutes. No, 5 minutes is a bit extra. We'll walk like 5 seconds. She'll be like, no, wrong way.
Yeah. I'm like, I need the little compass to adapt.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely one way I've been losing out. So let's talk about the convenience detox and why we need one.
Yeah. And as we've mentioned, it's not to say that all convenience is bad or that all modern convenience is bad. But when we start to feel this decline in like basic life skills like critical thinking, intelligence, especially patience and mindfulness, it's time to switch things up. I definitely think we're becoming a less and less patient society. Like our patience just for people who have different opinions to us is dwindling so much. Like I think there's a lot of really interesting conversation online around like moral hierarchy and finger pointing. Kiki Palmer, our best friend,
She can do no wrong.
yeah, she made this video recently and it was like, before you point the finger, make sure you have no fingers pointing back at you. And like I thought that was a very interesting take, because I do think we live in such interesting bubbles now that like our bubble is a little bit more online and focused on our own kind of shit rather than focusing on the external circles that we have in our life as well.
Yeah, echo chambers.
Yeah, that's exactly the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting time. But this is where the convenience detox comes in. It's kind of like a mindset shift that allows you to harness this idea of adding friction back into our lives and using it to enforce habits that can help build up some of those crucial life skills again. And I don't think it's about like going out of your way to make life hard. Or
don't
like,
go back to that one person that pissed you off like 2 weeks ago and you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
I need some friction in my life.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to mean like
You don't have to start a fight with your boyfriend tonight.
Yeah,
but if you want to.
well,
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
But yeah, I guess it's just about getting off autopilot a little bit. Let's take a step back.
So some signs you need a convenience detox is you feel like you're living on autopilot, haven't spoken to another person in days, feel less patient, or have a shorter and shorter attention span. These could indicate that the detox is for you. So the convenience detox is going to help improve your body's internal attention systems. So when the brain is focused on the outside world and what your five senses pick up, the brain's frontoparietal attention network is activated. Experts say that constant activation of this network by digital means, like 24/7 news, nonstop notifications, and doom scrolling, can hijack this system and cause cognitive overload. So basically, you're overloading your brain.
Brain burnout.
Brain burnout. So a convenience detox is going to assist with an addiction to instant gratification or instant dopamine hits like notifications on your phone, which is worsened by technology and social media. So this rise of instant gratification is also causing empathy erosion in society, where we don't have the same capacity to care for others as we used to, or kind of like what I was saying before, is we don't have the empathy to understand that people have a different opinion to us, that people have a different take. You can even see it just when, you know, someone says, oh, I like this product, but someone doesn't.
Yeah.
Or if someone wants to, you know, is like, this is my favorite pasta, and they go, oh, I hate truffles. And it's like,
Don't eat it then,
yeah.
bro.
Like it's this ability for us to share space universally.
I think that as a society, in some ways, we've become a lot more tolerant, but then in other ways, we are way less tolerant and way less patient, especially in like these sorts of examples. And Larry Rosen, a research psychologist and professor at California State University, suggests that there is a big upside to inconvenience that is strategically added back into our lives and reducing our need for technology to like take back control of ourselves a little bit. And another thing that a convenience detox will do for you is force you out of like conflict avoidant behavior and also comfort seeking behavior and that self-soothing that a lot of these things, it's like, oh, this is hard, this is uncomfortable, like I'll just do this and
button.
literally. Like,
Don't know why it sounded like a fart.
I think that's probably pretty accurate, because constantly relying on modern comforts can actually shape us to be more of like people pleasers, because we forget the harsh realities of negotiation and maybe like challenging ourselves, or like asking the question why, or like how could I do it better myself, rather than maybe relying on something else. And our brains need that stimulation to maintain its structural integrity and to improve the cognitive processing, like you were saying before, which also is related to like age decline as we get older.
Yeah. I feel like we need to like get a bit more comfortable with just not understanding something. Like, and sitting with that feeling. Like, even if it's, you know, someone saying, oh, do you know how to do this? And saying no.
Yeah.
Like being like, no, I don't know how to do that. Or if you don't understand why someone behaved a certain way, like, you might never know that. Like,
and knowing that sometimes you're not going to be able to Google the answer for something.
Yeah, like I'm not saying, because I also love understanding and knowing why things happen and all of that stuff, but maybe we need to regain a bit of comfort with not understanding exactly why things happen the way they do.
Yeah, totally. And I think this might not be like completely surprising to a lot of people, but I do think that it's an important reminder that convenience isn't always amazing for our brains. I saw a 2025 study of a researcher who found that AI was linked to a reduction in critical thinking skills. I think that is a big conversation that a lot of people are having right now. Cognitive offloading, which is essentially like using tools like that to reduce any of that work, can have significant impacts on your memory and might impair the ability to engage in deep reflection in the long term. And you can argue that easy feels great most days, but experts have said that living a frictionless life may not be the best over time. So I saw this quote from Leela Landowski, who we had on the podcast earlier this year, and she said, it's basically having a personal trainer lift the weights for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That really hooked into my brain.
Yeah.
I also think we can get into the cost of convenience. So convenience is like designed by brands in order to encourage spending. And the lack of friction in order to spend money and buy things is not just like a coincidence. And it's basically reducing like the pain of paying. Like, yes, it's so easy and convenient to not have to get up out of bed, grab your card and put in your credit card details into a website. But the reason why that is good friction to have in your life is because a lot of the time, if you don't actually want it that much, you won't get out of bed to get your credit card. Whereas when you can just use Apple Pay, or it's saved, your credit card details are saved, then it's like, cool, I can just buy whatever I want.
Makes that impulse shopping so much easier to fall into.
Yeah, I do think sometimes convenience creates the illusion that you're not spending as much as you are.
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, I love the convenience tax. Like, I love, like,
it's a tax we pay a lot.
It's a tax that we pay too much. But if you're kind of sitting there, like, sometimes you actually have to sit there and like take a step back and realize how much convenience is potentially draining your bank account, whether it's, you know, multiple subscriptions, whether it's ordering takeaway via an app, however that works, getting Ubers everywhere. Like, it can end up costing a lot of money to live a 100% convenient life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that moves us into part 3 of how to do a convenience detox. So number 1 is to design your own 5-minute friction audit. So pick one temptation, maybe it's doom scrolling or ordering food online. Name the room in your house or location where it happens most, and then add a speed bump that you can undo in 10 seconds. So if the speed bump needs to happen in your bedroom, you can designate a phone parking spot where your phone stays when you put it on charge at the end of the day, somewhere that you can't reach sitting down. So put it on like your chest of drawers that are like on the other side of the room. Or if the speed bump is happening on your internet browser, you can take out the one-click buy feature and remove saved cards from your browser. So again, you got to get up. You got to go get that card. And then no matter where the problem area is, the key is to make good easier than lazy. So place items that are good for you in plain sight and keep mindless temptations out of reach.
I like that. The next one is do things you're not good at, which I know that I definitely try to avoid because it's uncomfortable. Like, how shit is it when you start doing something and you're like, like, I just want to be good at it already. Like, but also like that is really, really character building because you have to sit in that discomfort, but also practice makes perfect. So for example, if you're really good at Sudoku because you're great with numbers, maybe it's time to swap it out and do like a crossword puzzle or something with words instead, if that's not your strong suit. Because yes, it's really fun and great to foster hobbies and habits that align with things that you're already good at, but also it's really important to challenge yourself and do things that maybe you're not so good at.
Or just like haven't done as much, which is fine.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't have to be good at everything. Also, the goal doesn't even have to be to become good at it. I think it's just putting yourself in situations where you can feel a bit of discomfort, but also it's a pretty low risk zone. Like if you're shit at Sudoku, it's not going to be the end of the world. You don't have to share it.
Sudoku example.
But you know what I mean? Like you don't have to share it.
I think I could do a Sudoku. Like they could give me like a Sudoku for 12-year-olds and I would be like, beats me. And then lastly is don't look up the answer immediately. So as we were saying, when trying to remember something, don't jump onto Google or an AI tool to search for the answer straight away. Like find comfort in not knowing everything as it is or immediately because like, and find different ways to learn things. Like when we were away, going and doing a walking tour about vampires was so fun.
Yeah.
Like we were in, where were we? Was it Prague or Budapest? I don't know, one of them.
Budapest.
And we went and did like a walking tour about vampires in the city and it was so fun and I feel like I learned so much that, yeah, like when am I ever going to really use that in life? But it's just fun to learn things in real time rather than through a screen.
Yeah, exactly.
So, for example, as well, another one that's probably a little bit more relatable than vampires is that, like, if you're in the supermarket buying groceries for dinner and can't remember what you need, like pausing and actually trying to think of it rather than pulling up your phone or like little brain tests to give yourself to try and work that muscle a little bit more. Like walk yourself through the steps of how you made it last time. Have you seen those videos of chicks trying to remember what to pack for their makeup on holidays? And so they like pretend to do their makeup routine to remember like what they need to do. I'm like, yeah, love that.
Give your brain a chance to jog itself.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, I'm doing it. Oh, it's done. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's just going to become lazy. If you give your brain the answer every time, when does it have to work for it? You know? So embrace the feeling of needing to take time to remember something instead of looking it up and immediately getting the response from anywhere but your own brain. I think we forget how much we actually know and can use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Our brain is a smart cookie.
Yeah.
Give it a chance.
Have you seen that movie? What's that stats? We only use like 10 or 15% of our own brains.
That's crazy.
I know. I'm like, girl, come on.
Wake up.
Get in there.
Well, it's like if we only use 10 to 15% nowadays, I'm probably using like 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Google's
like,
doing the rest.
Yeah, literally. She's on a vacay.
Yeah.
She's got like a fucking pina colada and she's like, she's got it. She's all right.
Yeah.
Have you seen, there's this movie with like Bradley Cooper, I think it is. And he like takes a pill and you can unlock like.
Oh,
have you seen that one?
No, but I remember it.
If you could take a pill to unlock 100% of capacity of your brain, would you do it?
No, I've also read studies of like sometimes if you're more intelligent, it's aligned to like more mental health issues. So like ignorance
so that's
is bliss.
It. I'm really smart. It's all coming together.
It's all a rich tapestry. So what do you think? What are some ways that you're gonna maybe try and do a bit of a convenience detox after this episode?
I think definitely not looking things up as soon as I need to or relying on it that way. And I definitely have started introducing more things. Maybe even doing like a couple grocery shoppings in person. I do have a fear of the supermarket, but Maybe we'll give that a red hot crack. What about you?
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think writing things down, like I've definitely been trying to do that.
Recommend the list.
More. Yeah, love a good list.
Love a good list.
Yeah, so definitely that. But also like just walking more places.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I realized? Like, I hate to be that person that's come back from a holiday and like they don't shut up about all the things that they learn on the holiday. Being like, do you know what I learned in Europe?
Yeah.
But it's like how much friction there is when you're on a holiday. So like being like, all right, got to get the train here.
Yeah.
And then I got to get there 3 hours beforehand. And I got to carry my fucking 3 kilo, I wish, 30 kilo suitcase, blah, 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 blah. Then when I got home, I was thinking about how like if I've got to carry something heavy into the office and I've got to bring a box downstairs to the car, then I'm going to put it in the car, then I'm going to drive the car away, then I've got to carry the box and put that flea in a box and then I'll put that box in a bigger box. And I was like, before we went, like it would just sit at the door because I was like, oh, I can't be fucked to carry it.
Yeah.
But then you go on a holiday and you like carry your 1 million kilo suitcase everywhere. You come home and you realize how much convenience you allow yourself at home versus when you're away.
Yeah.
And that it's actually not that big a deal to just carry the fucking box.
Yeah. Yeah. Carry the fucking box.
Carry the fucking box. Put that flea in a box.
Yeah, I like that. I wanted to wrap up the episode with a final quote that I read in that article from The Cart, which I feel like is a nice little cherry on top and reminder to leave us with. People tend to think of friction as negative, but you can also view it as intention. Friction can be positive if it causes you to take a step back and think about how you want to spend your life. Yeah.
What a nice note.
So let us know how you're going to be doing a convenience detox or friction maxing, if you will, in the comments. I want all the ideas and examples, chickies. And as always, thanks to you chicks for having us in your ear holes. We love to be here. Bye.
Bye.